Hi, St. Lucia. Good morning to everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Of course, you're watching this morning right here on DBS. I'm your host, Chayla Mendez. Now, my guests today, I have our two captains in charge. We are with the Salvation Army, and I'm pleased to be with Captain Derek and Captain Sandra. So we have the two at the helm here, and this is a really great organization. And I felt it necessary just to get to know better what they do because, we're fresh out of the Christmas season and the New Year's hype, and we've seen so many people out in the field for Salvation Army. But do you really know the extent of what they do here and how they contribute here to our society? So I'll start off with Captain Derek. How are you today?
I am great. Let me say first, good morning to the St. Lucian people. Always happy to be on DBS to share with you what the Salvation Army is doing. As you know, the Salvation Army, first and foremost, we are a Christian movement. We are a church with a very strong social consciousness. We not only do we conduct church services here, but we have several programs that we operate here at the Salvation Army High Street and in the communities all across St. Lucia. We have been here for 115 years. October comes, makes it 115 years. And I always joke about that. Our P.O. box is P.O. box number 6. So there's only 5 other P.O. boxes before us. But some of the programs that we operate, that we own and operate, and what we are known for is that we have a major feeding program. We will provide over 50 hot meals for the needy people on the streets 5 days a week, Monday to Fridays. We partner on one of our major sponsors and partners in this program is Sandals, and we receive some of the food from them. We prepare food, add to that, and we go out and we feed these people daily. We also have the emergency disaster service that we provide disaster services and emergency services in case there's a natural disaster. We also deal with the daily fire victims that come in for assistance. We own and operate a basic school and a daycare facility. Now, the basic school is between 3 and 5 years old. My wife, who is a trained teacher, she will tell you some more about the basic school. But the daycare services is that we have an environment where there's a lot of single moms, and they are unemployable because they have a young baby, they are unable to go out and work. So we provide the environment where they can leave their child. We'll take care of that child from 7 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon. So all of a sudden, these women now become employable, and they are out there earning an income for the family.
So I'm going to go over to Captain Sandra now, so you can tell us more about, the basic schooling aspect as well.
Well, one of my main purpose here in St. Lucia is to see to it that our basic school meet the standard of the early childhood education here in St. Lucia. Now, I have been in 2 other basic schools where I was able to bring the basic schools up to standard. So I know exactly what to look forward to and what needs to be done to bring the basic school up to standard, and this is what we will be working at over a couple months from now. I hope at the end of it all that we'll be able to provide better early child education for all our young kids. This is a very, very important stage in their life, and if we are able to get them at this age, we are able to build that foundation with them.
So I know over the season you received a lot of support from the St. Lucian public, and actually Captain Derek has something very special he'd like to say.
Yes, I want to say a big thank you to the people of St. Lucia. The response to our kettles were tremendous. We exceeded our target. Over the Christmas period, with your help, we have been able to give out 1,060 grocery hampers to needy families all across St. Lucia. We have been able to give out 811 toys so far to the needy kids, to kids that might have not had a Christmas if it wasn't for your generosity. We also were able to have the annual dinner, Christmas dinner, for the poor and the indigent at the town hall, the usual residence, the usual venue where we've been having it now for many years. The Castro City Council was kind enough to allow us to use the facilities again. We had dinner for over 115 persons. We had the Sandals provided a meal for that Christmas dinner. They have always been doing that. And I have to mention some of our kind sponsors, the people who made all of this possible. We're talking about CIBC, who they launched our kettle for us, and they gave us a very large check to start off the kettle season. I have to mention Massey Stores. Now, they have faithfully opened all of their stores and allow us to kettle at all of their locations. The banks also did this. Bank of Nova Scotia have been very, very kind in allowing us to use their facilities also. They have given us gifts of food hampers, things like that. The response now from the average working person, and I have to tell you, the bulk of the donations that came in wasn't the big checks that were being written. The bulk of the donations were those dollar coins that they dropped, that the St. Lucia public dropped into the kettles. And we were able to do so much this year. And we also will be doing even more. We have other projects and programs planned for later on in the year.
Well, St. Lucia, guess what? This definitely shows that, we can share, and every little bit counts. And I was so pleased to hear that it was these little dollar coins that really helped make that difference as well. So everything counts. And remember, sharing is not just something seasonal. So give at your own free will. Give whatever you can. If it's not money, your services or your help in whatever way you can. But again, we're here with our friends at the Salvation Army, and we will keep following them with whatever other initiatives they have. So we'll keep you up to speed with all what's to come. Hi, St. Lucia. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. And today we are here with our friends at the National Archives. And of course, we're going to be talking about preservation and its importance. However, today is going to be a little something different because you know what? There's the traditional methods that they've been using for archiving, but of course, technology is always booming and growing. So we're going to talk about traditional methods versus technology and how technology can actually enhance archiving. So how are you today, Patrick?
Okay, trying to remain up a bit.
All
Okay.
right.
Yes, well, archives in itself, when people hear about archives, what they think of is paper-based. And most of our archives are in paper-based form. However, in order to make it accessible to other persons, island-wide, internationally, we need to digitize, hence the term digital archives. Prior to this, we had paper-based records, where paper-based records as well as microfilm. The microfilm was a very good intervention at the time because with good atmospheric condition, the microfilm could last up to 500 years.
Wow.
But however, it is not, you need a machine in order to read it. But to make it the information more accessible, with the advent of electronic records, we had to find a way in order to make the information more accessible to person. Hence, we had to develop what we call the digital archives. What we do, we microfilm or we digitize the records, and you could place it online, or persons could come in and use it on the computer. The thing is that with that, multiple persons can use it at the same time. So it is important that we introduce the new technology because persons, especially the young ones, are more into the technology. So in order to reach them, we have to make the information available through digital means.
Great. Now, I know even with the traditional forms of archiving as well, some of the challenges that would be faced now, I think one of the most obvious would be even like, the conditions, the atmosphere. And these are some things that kind of work against the longevity of the information. So with technology being fused now into that, how do you see it bringing the future of archiving? Where do you see it going?
We into archives to preserve records. And with the paper-based records, what you have within the paper, there is what you call inherent impurities, which causes the paper to deteriorate and eventually disintegrate, and you lose them. If you don't place those records in the proper atmospheric condition, proper temperature, proper relative humidity, you will find that with time, those records will disappear. However, with the advent of the digital archives, we are able to, if not capture the actual records, we can capture the information and make it available over time.
Perfect. Now, I know there's something special going on. You all here at the National Archives are also part of the festivities and activities for the Nobel Laureates Festival taking place. So, St. Lucia, remember this date, January 25th. So, this is actually just a little, insight, like the tip of the iceberg of some of the discussions that will be taking place. But, just let us know a little overview of what exactly is going to be your contribution, or the archives contribution for the festival on the 25th.
As past colonial entities, a lot of our records are housed at the British Library, British National Archives. And what we at the National Archives trying to do is try to get persons to have access to those records. So what we have embarked on a digital archive service where we go into England and photograph and digitize records, and then create that database so that persons, teachers, students, researchers would come in and have access to records that are originally preserved by the National Archives in Kew, Surrey, England. So in order to make those records accessible, like records like on the 27 fire, records on the 48 fire, records on the police inquiry, now would become available to persons to come in and do the research right here at the National Archives.
All right, fantastic. Now, just let St. Lucia know what they can look forward to and why they need to come out on the 25th as well to just be part of the activity that you all are hosting for the Nobel Laureates Festival.
On the 25th of this month, we are going to launch our digital archive service that is dubbed Merging the Old and New Technology, Enhancing Research with Digital Archives. And at the archives, we're going to launch that database, and persons could then come in and do their research.
All right, fantastic. So, St. Lucia, that's going to be history in the making, happening on January 25th, again, with our friends at the archives. And again, remember, archiving is something very important. We may overlook it, but again, even what we're living right now is part of history. We're creating history every day that we live, and something is happening. So don't you miss out on it, and you can be part of the activities. So right here in St. Lucia, we have a great initiative taking place, and that, of course, is teaching the younger ones, of course, upcoming St. Lucians, just how important it is for hygiene and healthcare, but more specifically, oral hygiene. And with this help of Sandals Foundation and a team of visiting dentists, they're doing a great job at ensuring our future is going to have some great smiles. Let's check it out.
And so they've worked with a number of sponsors in the UK to bring down some products for teeth preservation and management. And so we're visiting, in addition to the Gordon Walker Memorial School, we're visiting the Botis Combined, the Denry Infant, the Clendon Mason Memorial, the Miku Infant, and the Vidbutai Primary, along with the Balatai Primary School.
I'm going to ask you what's good for the teeth and what's bad for the teeth here. Are you ready? Diet. Who said good? Bad. Good. Everybody say it's good, yeah?
Yes.
White sugar.
Bad.
And brown sugar.
Bad. Good.
Right. So who's wrong in this lot? So the first thing to realise is that tooth rot is really caused by what you eat and drink. So fizzy drinks, sugars, fruit juices, etc., sweets that last a long time in your mouth. Now you can enjoy these things, but you've got to remember to space out the times you have them. If you can leave 4 hours between when you have one fizzy drink and then another one, or a fruit juice, etc., you can try to save your teeth a lot better. Cleaning your teeth. Alright, so you do that in the day, any time. You're going to see who does it first, who does it best. Alright? the best. Go sideways like this, yes?
Yeah.
We know, do we? Then what do we do after that?
We brush down. You go down.
You brush down there? Like that? What about up? Like that?
No. You put your finger back up. You do that side.
Alright, anything else you do? Where else you brush? Anywhere else? Yeah, alright, so I said that. Tell me, you didn't tell me. So you've got to brush the top. So you could leave all those sweets stuck in those teeth. There. Leave them all stuck in there and get toothpaste.
It's a very good initiative for our students, and I'm hoping that it would be an annual activity where we reinforce the proper dental health to our students.
Now, you know what? It always makes me so happy to see people reaching out, helping out, or even giving back. And this initiative is something that's doing exactly that. And of course, it's a foundation for something that everybody can learn. So not only do the children learn the importance of their oral hygiene and how to better take care of their teeth, but when they go back home, they can share it with their siblings. They can share it with their parents as well. Because, you know, there's always something that you may not have known or maybe never put to practice. So it's a good initiative. And again, hats off to the team of Visiting Dentists and Sandals Foundation for the great work that's happening right here. And remember, people sharing is caring, so we got to look out for each other. Initiatives like this just always make me happy. And on this note, I thought it would be fitting, this is where we end with something again on the lighter side, something that is positive, and just one more thing to help you wind your morning off, but start it off the right way. And of course, we are grateful that you're choosing to watch us right here on DBS. Now, guess what? Like I said, our favorite day is one day away, so Friday, so you don't want to miss this show because we have so much more coming. So come celebrate with me. It's the weekend tomorrow, so I look forward to seeing you. Same place and same time here on your leader DBS. Don't leave me hanging.